this army.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie allies from beyond the grave.
Ooh.
Ben?
You are lonely.
Yeah, well, you're dead.
Stay close to me.
Always.
For this list, we'll be going over film characters who gave aid to the protagonists despite being dead. They can be ghosts, holograms, or even hallucinations, but they need to be dead at the time they assist the heroes. Since some of these characters being dead can constitute spoilers, beware of them going forward. If there's a ghostly ally you wish you could resurrect onto our list, help us out by telling us in the comments. Number 10. Mufasa, the Lion King.
King's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
Mufasa is one of the titular Lion Kings. The father of Simba delivers sage advice to his prince to prepare him for life and ruling one day. Tragically, Mufasa dies by the paws of his brother Scar, who usurps the throne.
Long live the king.
Simba goes into exile and tries to run away from his responsibilities. However, thanks to some peculiar advice from the wise, if unhinged, Rafiki, Simba comes to see that his father lives on in him. Oh, and he's also visited by the ghost of Mufasa in a huge bank of clouds.
Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
Mufasa helps remind his son that who he is now isn't all he was or could be. Good advice and delivered in an unforgettable style. Number 9. Amanda Kruger, a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
This is where it began.
The mother of series antagonist Freddy Krueger, Amanda Kruger was a nun. After suffering the traumatic events of Freddy's conception and learning of his eventual crimes, Amanda took her own life. But after her death, she returned in spirit form to aid those who fought against the dream demon her son became.
If your only faith is science, Doctor, it may be you that's laid to rest.
This took the form of advice on Freddy's weaknesses and his history, as well as a more direct role. Few people can match Freddy Krueger in direct conflict, but his mother is one of the few people he has ever feared.
You brought me back to give you life, but now I must take yours.
We'll see, bitch. We'll just see.
Number 8. Auguste Gusteau, Ratatouille.
What are you doing?
I'm hungry. I don't know where I am, and I don't know when I'll find food again.
Remy, you are better than that. You are a cook. A cook makes. A thief takes.
Remy the Rat dreams of becoming a chef, and the chef he looks up to most is Auguste Gusteau. While Gusteau is already dead, Remy frequently imagines the departed master as his own conscience. Whenever Remy is lost or just alone with his thoughts, he speaks to the spirit of Gusteau he imagines.
I can't believe it. A real gourmet kitchen, and I get to watch.
You've read my book. Let us see how much you know, huh?
While Gusteau often points out that he is not real, he still manages to guide Remy in pursuing his dreams, as well as in realizing that he doesn't have to pretend to be something he isn't. And that's one of the greatest dishes anyone can prepare for themselves.
I know who I am. Why do I need you to tell me? Why do I need to pretend?
But you don't, Remy. You never did.
Number 7. Dr. Malcolm Crowe, The Sixth Sense. We told you there would be spoilers, although really, who doesn't know this twist by now?
I see people. They don't know they're dead.
Dr. Malcolm Crowe is a child psychologist. He's also dead, though he doesn't realize it. Still, this doesn't stop him from taking on a new patient, Cole Sear.
All your soldiers speak Latin?
Just one. Are you a good doctor?
Well, I used to be.
Cole is a young boy who famously sees and speaks to dead people. Although Dr. Crow at first believes Cole is imagining it, he eventually believes him and helps the boy come to see his gift in a new light. And in helping Cole, Malcolm is able to resolve his own unfinished business and move on.
Good night, Malcolm.
Good night, sweetheart.
Number 6. Odin, Thor Ragnarok.
I know we failed you, but we can make this right.
I failed you. It is upon us. Ragnarok.
The king of Asgard and father to Thor, Loki, and Hela, Odin is a wise and powerful man, though he has made his share of mistakes. His treatment of his villainous daughter Hela comes back to haunt both him and his sons upon his death, though. Hela escapes her prison and takes over Asgard, leading to Thor confronting her and losing an eye, and nearly much more.
Without my hammer, I can't.
Are you Thor, the god of hammers? That hammer was to help you control your power, to focus it. It's never your source of strength.
Beaten senseless by her, Thor has a vision of Odin, who reminds him that his hammer is not the source of his powers, and that Thor is even stronger than he is. This encouragement causes Thor to let loose and become the god of thunder we all knew he could be. Number 5. Jor-El, Man of Steel. While we're on the subject of ghost dads, Jor-El is famously the father of Kal-El, aka Clark Kent, aka Superman. Despite dying on Krypton, Jor-El manages to create a facsimile of his consciousness, which he left on the ship he sent Clark to Earth on. This allows the long-dead father to instruct his son in his people's history, as well as explains his hopes for Kal. The AI is also able to give aid to Lois Lane and his son when they are captured by General Zod.
To your right, fire. Behind you.
Jor-El has one last confrontation with Zod himself. Although Zod seemingly destroys him, Jor-El achieves everything he wanted to by helping his son save Earth.
I will harvest the codex from your son's corpse, and I will rebuild Krypton atop his bones.
Number 4. James and Lily Potter, the Harry Potter franchise. Although ghosts pervade this franchise, and as tempted as we are to discuss the girl's toilet ghost, Moaning Myrtle, we elected to choose departed characters with a closer connection to Harry Potter.
I wouldn't expect you to know me. Who would ever talk about ugly, miserable, moping, moaning Myrtle? She's a little sensitive.
The parents of the titular character, James and Lily Potter, die by the Dark Wizard Voldemort's wand when Harry was just a baby. Still, because of the magic that pervades the series, Harry actually encounters them, despite the fact that they're deceased.
Mom? Dad?
Although some of their interactions are limited to seeing, their spirits meet and encourage their son during his toughest battles against Voldemort in some cases.
Let go. Sweetheart, you're ready. Let go. Let go.
Sometimes moral support is what pushes heroes to do what they need to do. Number 3. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Star Wars franchise. Although Yoda, also a good choice would be, elected to talk about Obi-Wan we have.
Skywalker. Still looking to the horizon. Never here. Now. The need in front of your nose.
The quintessential wise old mentor figure, at least on film, Obi-Wan Kenobi dies during a duel with Darth Vader. However, following his death, the Force allows Obi-Wan to give counsel to Luke Skywalker, first as a voice and then by appearing to him, and later Yoda.
I feel the Force.
But you cannot control it. This is a dangerous time for you, when you will be tempted by the dark side of the Force.
Yes, yes. To Obi-Wan you listen.
Even if he has to apologize for some of his mistakes, We're looking at you from a certain point of view. Obi-Wan still does his best to help Luke complete his training from the afterlife. And like the Force, Obi-Wan will be with Luke, always. Number 2, The Army of the Dead, aka The Dead Men of Dunharrow. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
The dead do not suffer the living to pass. You will suffer me.
When trying to save Gondor from the massive forces of Sauron, the would-be heir Aragorn needs all the help he can get. To save the living, he turns to the dead. More specifically, to an army of men his ancestor cursed for not fulfilling their oaths to him.
I summon you to fulfill your oath.
None but the King of Gondor may command me.
Although they take some convincing, the dead men of Dunharrow come to Gondor's aid, arriving at the last minute to sweep over the orcs and evil men like a wave. Since they can't die or even be touched, if we were ranking based purely on how strong they are, this army would easily take the top spot. But our number 1 entry has had a big impact on pop culture. But before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Dr. Alfred Lanning, iRobot. This scientist leaves behind a computer program in his image to uncover a conspiracy.
The 3 laws will lead to only one logical outcome.
What? What outcome?
Revolution.
Tala, Moana. This ghostly grandma helps show Moana her path.
Moana, listen. Do you know who you are?
Elvis Presley, True Romance. A hallucination or ghost of the king advises Clarence. Yes, really.
Clarence, I like you. I always have. Always will.
Littlefoot's mother, The Land Before Time. The Mama Dino appears as a cloud to guide her son to safety. Sam Wheat, Ghost. This ghost uncovers his murderers and helps save his girl.
It's amazing, Molly. The love inside. You take it with you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Jacob Marley and the Ghosts of Christmas Past, Present, and Future / Yet to Come, A Christmas Carol.
Oh, look! It's Ebenezer Scrooge! Looking older and more wicked than ever. I knew he wouldn't disappoint us!
Quite possibly some of the most famous fictional ghosts ever created, this quartet of ghosts appears to Ebenezer Scrooge. Marley, Scrooge's former partner, warns him against his stingy and misanthropic attitude. Scrooge is then shown visions by the 3 unnamed ghosts of the past, present, and future. The spirits take Scrooge on a tour of events from his past that remind him of why he became the way he is, as well as revealing more about the woes of people close to him that he could improve.
Spirit, tell me. Will Tiny Tim...
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner.
Lastly, Scrooge is given a look at his legacy. Should he remain as unpleasant as he has been?
Oh, please, Spirit, no. Hear me, I'm not the man I was. Why would you show me this if I was past all hope?
While the ghosts' appearances and personalities vary from adaptation to adaptation, their lessons remain timeless.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.